Hey, it's Brianne here from the Visionary CEO Academy. And today I want to take you through a quick assessment that we use with our clients to help them figure out where they need to focus in order to get past the ceiling that they've hit in terms of the number of clients they can take and the amount of profit they can generate. Now, we've got a flow chart that goes along with this video so you can follow along and do this assessment for yourself. Go ahead and click the button below this video. You can grab your own copy of that. Because at the end of the day, I know that when it comes to growing a business, we all really want it to look like this, right? As time goes on, we're getting more and more profit, whether that's in terms of money or in terms of time or in terms of energy. That's a lightning bolt, if you couldn't tell. But what often happens is you don't get this nice hockey stick growth. And in fact, there comes a point at which you start to see growth start to flatten out. And it's like you've hit a ceiling and you just can't seem to grow past it. And there's a number of different symptoms that we often see that show that this is either happening or is maybe about to happen soon. For example, you might be in a situation where you need to hire in order to be able to take on more clients, but you need the money from the clients before you can hire. We call this cash flow versus capacity, where it feels like you're in this Gordian knot. You need to hire in order to take on more clients. You need to take on more clients before you can hire. That's one example of when you're at this ceiling. Another example is that you've built a great team, but there's nothing left that's easily delegatable. And so there's still too many things that only you can do. There's too many decisions to make. There's too many questions that only you can answer. And so you hit this ceiling because there's only one of you. Or sometimes it's simply that you realize that all the things that used to work are now starting to fall apart and everything is kind of being held together by duct tape or WD-40. And well, that might have been fine, when you had 10 or 15 or 20 clients at a time. Now you're looking at it and saying there is absolutely no way we could double our business again and get from where we are to where we want to be without absolutely everything falling apart. And so we end up with this gap where we're at a ceiling and we know we want to be able to have more time, more money, more energy, but there's something that's interfering with our ability to do this. And one of our clients, I remember before she worked with us, she said it was like a gut punch because she was getting inquiries from prospects. She really wanted to help them, but she couldn't because she was at this ceiling. And so, like I said, there's a number of different things that might be going on in your business that might be saying, I think I'm hitting this ceiling. But at the end of the day, when you look under the hood, there's really just three root causes that can be causing your business to be unscalable in the way that we're talking about and where you hit the ceiling. So, what are those three things? Well, first is that your business model as a whole could just be too complicated, right? Too many moving pieces, too many offers, too many marketing channels, too much of all of it. And it's just, you're spreading your team so thin that you can't get past the ceiling that you're at. The second root cause is that within all of those different things that you're doing, you've got bottlenecks, right? So whether that's things that only you can do, like we talked about before, or places where it takes forever for your clients to do their part, or areas where your team just isn't doing things as quickly as you think they should be or need to be, you've got these bottlenecks and it's gumming up the works and things are taking longer than they should. That's the second reason that we see these businesses being unscalable. And then the third reason is that you could be just constantly on the roller coaster. So you have times when you don't have that many clients. And so you go into selling mode and you sell a whole bunch. And then you have a ton of clients, but then you can't focus on sales and marketing. And so the clients leave and then you have no clients and the cycle repeats. This is feast or famine mode. And all of this, a business that's too complicated, bottlenecks within your processes, or being on the roller coaster is going to lead you to a place where you hit that ceiling. You can't make more money, and you're probably working too hard for the money you are making. So, what do we want instead? If these are the problems, what are the underlying solutions that we need to find instead? Well, first, we need to switch from having a business that's so complicated to one that follows the 80-20 principle. Now, the 80-20 rule says that 80% of our results come from 20% of the effort. So the question here is, what is that 20% for you? What are the main core processes, the main products or services that you can market, sell, and deliver at scale so that you're only needing to do 20% of the work? You're only needing to sell, market, and deliver 20% of the things, and you're still able to get 80% of the results. And then within that simplified 20%, we want to be able to remove the bottlenecks. We want to be able to simplify. We want to be able to streamline. We don't want to be able to, take out all of the human touch. We don't want to do anything that would jeopardize client results, but we need to find a way to get those same results, that same level of attention, that same level of quality in a way that's more effective and more efficient. And that means we need to simplify and streamline. And then finally, we need to address this roller coaster issue, right? We need to find a way to make more out of the clients that we've already got. We need to maximize, we call them the 3 R's: retention, repeat buyers, and referrals, so that you can start every month with enough cash to cover your expenses. And then you won't need to end up hustling for sales because you need to make payroll this month. And you won't need to worry about dealing with these huge surges in projects when you're in feast or famine mode. But instead, you'll have the sales already made, you'll have the clients already locked in, and the money is already there. And so, if you really need a way to bust through your current profit ceiling, then I love this scalable offer flow because it makes it really clear what could be tripping you up, what could be slowing you down, and what ultimately is the root cause that's getting in the way of you having the time, money, and energy profit that you want. And so, these are the 3 things, but the question remains, which is the one that you need to focus on right now? Is it that you need to do that 80-20 analysis, do a cleanup of your business model because it's too complex and too complicated? Is it that you need to simplify and streamline so that you don't have those bottlenecks and you're able to be more effective and be more efficient? Or is it that you need to increase your referrals, your retentions, and your repeat buyers so that you can get off the cash flow roller coaster? And again, we've got a great flow chart that you can use to see which of these 3 it is for you. And go ahead and click the button below to grab your copy.